What up, guys? It's your boy M-phamis, but you can call me M3 Bullet. Welcome or welcome back. Okay, for this time, I'm gonna review the Falcon and Winter Soldier. It's a really cool series on Disney Plus that is connected to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You know, Captain America, Thor, the Iron Man movies, all of those stuff, and it's pretty cool. It's on Disney Plus. It's pretty much like I don't know a Disney's kind of Netflix thing. I'm gonna have my boy G. Wolf. In case you don't remember, check out my review that I did on Moon Knight. It's I did that with him, and I think you guys are gonna like this. Like, share, and subscribe, and follow me on Instagram. Sam was on a mission. Well, in the first episode, Sam was on some sort of mission where he was like trying to I don't know, save some guy from like these hot. He was in a hostage situation. Sam had to like recon and see if there were like any survivors and stuff. And it was like the plane was hijacked, and there was an epic like shootout flights, like flying skydiving scene. It was pretty dope though. After that whole thing, there was this dude named Sergeant Torres. He was kind of like kind of like Falcon's little pal, I guess. In the first episode, he was kind of like telling them that about the Flag Smashers. Basically, they're like a somewhat of a terrorist organization, like the Foot Clan from Teenage Mutant. Their logo kind of does look a little bit like I don't know the Foot Clan from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Basically, the Flashmasters are like I don't know. They think that everything was better before the blip, before everything else happened. Like from the past 5 years, they're led by this teenage girl named Carly Morgenthau. You'll learn about her in a minute. Okay, Sam was in like had like a little ceremony where he did like hand over the shield to like in the Captain America museum. Rhodey was kind of there, and he kind of asked Sam like, "Why did you give it up?" He was like feeling like he couldn't like live up to like what Steve was, and he was like, "Okay." Bucky was like in a therapy session. It's been like I said, it's been months after the whole Avengers Endgame thing happened, and Bucky was trying to like live life like a normal citizen, but he's having a very hard time dealing with that and reconciling with the fact that he used to be the Winter Soldier and he used to kill a bunch of people that Hydra pretty much told him to kill. You need to watch Captain America: The Winter Soldier to like really understand what really happened. He was trying to, a lot of crazy things happened though. He was like trying. He had like a little list of all the people he did wrong while as a Winter Soldier. He kind of befriended some like old Asian dude. And turns out that old Asian dude was the father of one of his victims that he did when he was like controlled by Hydra. Well, it wasn't really the okay. The old man's kid is a dude, and he was wrong place, wrong time. It was very he was like going to a bar with him. Okay, yeah, my mind is everywhere. Point is, he tried to like tell him that he's the Winter Soldier and he was responsible for his son's death. And while they were at the bar, the old guy did try to like hook you up with the hot Asian waitress. What do you want me to do? Sergeant Torres was like doing some undercover mission in some European country. There was like a little bank heist that the Flag Smashers were trying to pull off. They were like had like a bunch of people wearing masks, so that way the cops can't figure out who had the money, who did it, and who didn't do it. Sergeant Torres tried to like arrest one of the Flag Smashers, but it turns out that Flag Smasher was ridiculously strong, like almost like a freaking super soldier. Hint, hint. Anywho, Sam went to visit his sister and his two nephews down in the south in Mississippi. Their family kind of like had like some sort of like food restaurant place where the restaurant place is starting to become like very hard for the sister and the kids to like stay afloat. It was hard for her to stay in business, and she was thinking about selling the boat. And Sam was like, we're not selling this. We made a promise to their mom and dad when they died, and Sam like was trying to like hurry up and try to like set appointment to like get a loan for the whole thing, but that kind of backfired a little bit. Like things kind of like went sideways. Okay, Sam was trying to like fix the family boat, but he like keep failing and failing every time. He was in his room, talking like Sergeant Torres. He kind of like had like video footage of that super soldier, that flag smasher that attacked him, and he kind of told Sam like what really happened. His sister came in and told Sam to like turn on the TV and check on the news, and on the news it said it was they were talking about like that there's gonna be a new Captain America, John Walker, and that's how the first episode ended. Okay, episode two. John Walker was like in his like old school like his old high school, and he was like trying to like get over trying to like I don't know stay calm and stay cool about him being the new Captain America. Like his ex like his current girlfriend, I think his fiance, I think it was fiance, and his homeboy was like, "Congratulations, dude, you're Captain America. Be happy, be proud." And he's a little excited and a little nervous about the whole thing. There was like a little like marching band ceremony. If you pay attention to like I don't know the sound a little bit, it you get crap. It was based on the song from the first Captain America movie. Like when they did that whole tour thing, John Walker was just doing nothing but tours, Smile, press conference, and everything else. The news was there. They were interviewing him. Bucky was watching this whole thing, and he was like, "Oh no!" Sam was at some sort of military base, and Bucky was there, and he was kind of like a little mad at Sam, like he shouldn't have gave up the shield, and he kind of asked Sam, "Did he knew about this whole thing?" And he kind of said no. They were arguing a little bit. They were going back and forth a little bit, and uh, but Sam was telling Bucky about like the whole Flag Smasher situation. That there was like another mission, and he mentioned that that he could be part of that they could be part of the big three: android, aliens, and wizards. Which was kind of like I don't know the last three phases of the movie. Last three phases, which is a good one. There was a mission that you had to do. It had to relate to the Flashmasters. Red Wing kind of like tracked the Flashmasters to some German town in some sort of warehouse, and Bucky kind of like went with him. Okay, they were on the airplane. They were this close to the location. Falcon like flew out of there. Bucky kind of like free jumped because they were like 200 feet over in the air, and like it wasn't like enough like distance to like do like a little parachute. So he kind of went just jump out of the plane like old commando style, and he kind of like fell and hit some trees, and he fell badly. The funny part is, Sam kind of caught the whole thing on camera with Red Ring. In case you don't know what Red Ring is, it's kind of like his robotic, like flying little drone that you can control. They meet up at some warehouse where the Flashmaster were loading up stuff. They were like, I don't know they were like gathering supplies and stuff. Like Bucky tried to like say, hold on, we can just hurry up and take them, and then we'll just be done. And like Sam said, nah, there's like there could be like multiple of them. Sam kind of like showed that there were multiple of them, and while he was like scanning everything, he noticed that there was a hostage in there, and they kind of like went after that truck. Bucky jumped inside the truck, open, he looks inside, and there looks like there were nothing but medical supplies. He kind of ran to the hostage chick, which is called Morgenfowl, and Carly kind of kind of like knocked Bucky out of there. Wearing her Flashmaster costume, there was a cool fight scene. Red Wing kind of got damaged. Then John Walker kind of kicked in and like tried to like assist him with his fight with his homeboy. He goes by the name Battlestar, and they kind of got their butts whooped. And they kind of like walked for a little bit. John was like, "Come on, guys, we can give you guys a ride." They were like, "Nah," but they went inside anyway. They were kind of like a little mad. They were having like a little talk saying, "You can't replace Steve," and John's not trying to do that. He was like trying to figure out like what the heck, like what were those guys? And it's official. Most of the flag masters were super soldiers, and they were like a little shocked. Like, what? How are there any super soldiers letting loose? And they're trying to figure out like why are they letting loose and everything. They went to Maryland, and they went to visit like Isaiah Bradley. He was a black super soldier from the Korean War that Bucky met while he was in the while he was Winter Soldier. He kind of whooped his butt. Anywho, Bucky tried to like tell Isaiah that, hey, Isaiah, there's a bunch of like super soldiers running loose, and they oh crap. He was explaining the fact that he'd been locked up for 30 years for trying to be a hero. He was freaking out, and he told him to get out. Sam was kind of like pissed off to the fact that there was a black super soldier. No one didn't know about it. Bucky didn't even tell Steve this. And the reason why he didn't tell him because Isaiah had been through enough after everything that happened to him. He just wanted to leave that alone. The whole thing kind of like led to the cops showing up there. Sam was being racially profiled, I think. Okay, he was racially profiled. There, Bucky kind of got arrested because he kind of missed like a mandated like therapy session that you have to do, and there was like they had to like do the therapy session inside the police station. John Walker kind of showed up and he was like telling them, "Hey, after the whole therapy session, we need to talk outside." They were having a therapy session. Sam kind of had to like go along with this too, and they were having a therapy session. It was kind of funny, and let's see. They went outside and talked to John Walker, and they said, "You know what? We need to put our differences aside. We need to find Carly like right freaking now." And while they like split up and everything, trying to like find Carly, Bucky kind of got the idea that Baron Zemo might possibly know like where the super soldiers actually coming from because he's the only person who knows so much about them. So Sam kind of like was not like okay with this idea because he kind of was mind controlled by Baron Zemo, and that's how the second that's how the second episode ended. Third episode was more like a jailbreak episode. What was it? Sam and Bucky went to like the place where Baron Zemo was held at from okay, in case you don't know who Baron Zemo is, it's best if you watch what was it? Captain America Civil War. You need to watch that so that way you can better understand who the heck that guy is. Anywho, Bucky tried to talk to him. He was like telling him that there's other super soldiers on the loose, he needs some help, and Baron Zemo kind of knew what it is, and well, Bucky kind of like went with Sam in some auto mechanic shop, and he was telling him a story about how Zemo is like breaking out of prison right now. That was kind of funny. Sam was like, "Wait a minute, that doesn't sound like a hypothetical. You're being a little more," and then he kind of caught on and realized that, oh crap, and Zemo kind of showed up in that auto mechanic's place, and he was like, "Oh no, 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 we can't like break him out, Bucky. We can't break him out because the Wakandans are still like mad at him and stuff, and everything that else happened." After that whole little thing, Zemo kind of teamed up with Bucky and Sam, and they kind of like went to like some sort of garage. It turns out that he kind of owns that place, and it was full of like a bunch of cars, and he was like Baron Zemo kind of explained like anyone that Hydra recruited to like create a Winter Soldier or create super soldiers, he was there to stop them like every single time or try to you get the point. Basically, Baron Zemo hates super soldiers and he's trying to kill them all. Anywho, they found out that Baron Zemo was actually a baron for real, and he was actually related to royalty. They were like flying to like this island place called Madripoor. It was pretty cool. They were having like a tough conversation about like should we let other people. They were like having discussions about like I don't know some black singer or something, and Zemo was kind of like pointing out that the idolization of superheroes, how like it's kind of bad and everything else. And he was trying to like it was pretty dark and he kind of somewhat had a good point. Meanwhile, during that time, Carly was like in the GRC. In case I forgot, okay, I forgot to mention tell you what the GRC is. Pretty much, they're the Global Repatriation Council, and they were like trying to like figure out like what to do. They kind of like were in charge of like the refugees that came back from the blip. She was there at the camp, and in knowing that she was there, other people from the blip and everything else, and she kind of like got like a notification from one of her goons talked to her, told her that she needed to go see Mama Danya. Mama Danya is somewhat like an adopted mother figure to her, and she was like kind of sick, like almost about to die sick, and she was like, "Oh my god, I really need to hurry up and finish this whole thing." because her life was at stake and everything. Okay, they made it to Sam and Bucky and everybody else made it to Madripoor. Basically, Madripoor is like pretty much a whole island or a nation full of criminals, and it was like run by like one dude, the power broker. Pretty much like the guy, based on what Baron Zemo said, Baron Zemo don't really know the power broker, but by his reputation, he's kind of like judge, jury, and executioner here. So pretty much a big bad crime boss that they have to really worry about. And Bucky had to pretend to be the Winter Soldier again, to like because they're kind of like undercover for right now. And the reason why they went to Madripoor is because Baron Zemo's connections is there. They kind of went to that connections club. There was like a little Bucky kind of like caused like a little ruckus at the bar, so to get that connections attention, they kind of like talked for a minute, and then Sam's sister called. The cover was about to be blown, and there was a big shootout. Well, okay, before the shootout, someone shot the connection lady, whatever the heck her name is. There was an epic chase scene, and they kind of ran to Sharon Carter. That okay, in case you don't know who Sharon Carter is, please watch Captain America, Civil War. That will clear up everything. Okay, before you even watch this show, please watch all the other Captain America movies. It'll make some sense. Okay, pretty much, like Sharon been like a like low key on the down low ever since that whole incident happened in like Captain America Civil War, after everything that happened. Then they went to Sharon's crib. Falcon was like a little guilty because like he didn't call her. They try to like help her get out of her like situation because he was like dusted during the blip. They did manage to get some information out of that connect that Zemo had, and it was a scientist named Dr. Wilfred Nagel, and they kind of need Sharon's help to like find like where they're hiding Nagel, and Sam and Sharon kind of had like a deal. If you help me find Wilfred Nagel, the scientist behind the super soldier serum, well the new one in the show, if you can help me do that, then I'll help you get out of this whole situation and get you back in the States. They had a deal. They went to some freight yard or something. I don't know. They found like where the lab was, and they found Nagel. They threatened to kill him, and he spilled the beans. He basically explained the fact that he used to work for Hydra when they had their whole Winter Soldier program with the other when after the 5 test subjects died, and he was recruited from the CIA to finish the serum, but he was one of the victims from the snap. That's why like no one didn't like hear about this whole serum thing. Then he went to Madripoor, and the power broker kind of like, I guess, somewhat invest in his work to help him like create super soldiers. And Carly Morgenfeld kind of stole the super soldier serum vials that he made. He made 20 of them, and pretty much the whole thing happened. During that whole like interrogation thing, Sharon Carter was holding on some of the power broker's goons. There was like a cool John Wick style shootout, and Zemo killed Nagel after like the whole thing. And then there was an explosion. They tried to shoot their way out, and there was like almost no hope until Zemo like put on his iconic mask and started whooping people's ass. And he did like got a getaway car, and they drove up out of there. Meanwhile, in some facility somewhere, the GRC facility someplace where they were keeping supplies, the Flag Smasher robbed the place. They got out of there, and they kind of blew it up, and that's how the 3rd episode ended. Episode 4. Once the Dora Milaje was talking to Bucky, like how could he free Zemo after everything that happened? And he was like telling her, they were having a conversation. Basically, Bucky like bought him some time, at least 8 hours, before they come and get Zemo. And the Dora Milaje, they ain't playing. The Wakandans, they're not playing. Bucky kind of like went into their hiding spot, and Zemo was about to told Bucky and Sam that they need to hurry up and kill Carly because they know about that whole bombing situation at the GRC place. They already know. And he kind of did brought up a good point that she's starting to get worse and worse, and the desire to become a superhuman kind of come from supremacist ideals. And Bucky want to point out the fact that the serum didn't corrupt Steve, and he got a point on that one. And Zemo got another good point. There hasn't been another Steve Rogers ever since Steve took the serum. They found out that Mama Donya died. They went down to that GRC camp, and they were trying to get information. Sam and Bucky tried to get some information, but that failed. Zemo managed to get some information from some kids by giving them candy, and they went back to their place. Well, I guess one of Baron Zemo's hideouts, and he told Sam and Bucky that the funeral was later on in the afternoon. He didn't want to spill the information because he didn't want to lose the leverage, and Bucky tried to intimidate him. Sam called Sharon, and things are going crazy in Madripoor because they killed Nagel, and they need to hurry up and find him. Find Carly, right freaking now. Okay, the gang were on their way to find where the funeral is, and they kind of ran to John Walker and Battlestar, and they were trying to figure out what to do and come up with a plan. The plan was for Sam to go in there by himself, no one else. Well, everybody else wait on him. He trying to try to talk Carly out of this. Then there was a bunch of disagreements, but Battlestar kind of agreed with them a little bit, and they were and then what was it? Zemo's connection, that little girl that he was talking to about where the funeral is. They led him to the place. John Walker kind of handcuffed Zemo to I don't know, some sort of chain or some sort of pipe, whatever that thing is, and Sam went in. And there was a ceremony. The ceremony was pretty good and beautiful, by the way. After the whole ceremony and funeral, they were Sam and Carly was talking it out and everything else. Walker was being a little crazy, a little nuisance. He was being impatient. He was all right, that's it. No, we're gonna hurry up and go. Bucky stopped them, and they were still talking. And Carly and Sam were still talking. Walker and Battlestar kind of showed up. Carly got scared and ran off. She tried to escape. Zemo got loose during that whole thing, and after that, he kind of found Carly while she was running, shot her, and she accidentally dropped the rest of the serum. And after that, after Zemo picked it up, he smashed and destroyed all of it. Well, all but one, and she managed to get away. They were at their hideout, and Sam, he was pissed. They were freaking mad. He was that close. Zemo kind of proposed a hypothetical for Sam. Would he took the super soldier serum? He said no. Then then Walker showed up, trying to get Zemo. Then Dora Milaje came up. There was a little fight between them. Bucky and Sam was kind of watching the whole thing. Zemo was using that to escape a little bit. They were enjoying the fight. They were enjoying the fight for a minute. Then Sam and Bucky kind of joined in, and they got their butts whooped. And Zemo managed to escape. Oh, and I forgot to mention that Walker kind of found the serum and kind of hid it for himself. After that whole fight thing, Battlestar and Walker was in some place somewhere, and they were talking about if Lamar had the serum, would he took it. They were having a discussion if he was trying to figure out what should he do with the serum. Should he take it or should he not take it? Carly kind of called Sam's sister and tried to threaten her. Sam, what was it? Her sister, told Sam everything. Told her to lay low with the kids, and he kind of got a text from Carly to meet at some sort of plaza place, alone. And there was a cool fight scene. There was escape. John Walker kind of took the serum. Battlestar kind of died, and John Walker killed one of the Flag Smashers, and that was the end of episode 4. Okay, episode 5. This took place shortly after John Walker decapitated one of the Flag Smashers. He ran into some warehouse. Bucky and Sam tracked him down. They were trying to calm Walker down, but things got heated and escalated. There was a good fight scene, after John Walker got his arm messed up, and after he got his butt whooped, after that whole thing happened, John Walker kind of like went to the council, and he was stripped from his Captain America title, the shield, everything else. His fiance was comforting him after that whole thing. Then Val kind of showed up. In case you don't know who Val is, it's best if you watch Black Widow and look at the end credits. Basically, Val is trying to recruit him to like join up with her. Baron Zemo was at the Sokovia Memorial in Sokovia. Bucky kind of tracked him down. He was this close to kill him, but he didn't. So he kind of handed him over to the Dora Milaje, and Zemo was out of the picture. Sam went into Isaiah's house to like figure out like what really went wrong. Isaiah kind of like told Sam that he wasn't the only black super soldier that they had during that time. There were other super soldiers like him, but they were unstable. They started dying out one by one. One day they got captured during a mission, and his commanding officer was like planning to like blow up the POW camp to like hide the evidence. Isaiah kind of broke out of the facility, the barracks that he was in or something, and managed to rescue them. But things kind of went south. He wasn't celebrated as a hero, and he was locked up for 30 years and experimented on. A nurse, he kind of mentioned the fact that there was a nurse, and the nurse kind of like makes some fake reports and gave Isaiah letters from his dead wife that died. And everything was well, the rest was history. Sam was trying to get Isaiah to like, no, we need to tell people about this. And Isaiah was like, no, leave me dead. I don't want no one to know if I'm still around, because we don't know if those people that knew about me still is out there, might try to kill me or experiment on me again. And he kind of told Sam that they will never have a black Captain America. Even if they did, no other black dude or any self-respecting black dude would even want to be. Sam kind of went back into his hometown. He talked to Sarah a little bit, and he called up like everyone in his neighborhood, anyone like his family knew, and they tried to fix the boat. Bugsy was there. There was like a good boat fixing montage. It was kind of good. Bucky and Sam were like in Sarah's backyard training with the shield. They were having a man-to-man talk about like how it feels different for him. It's different. It feels weird for Sam to pick up the shield again. Then we cut to like a little training montage with Sam training by himself, getting himself ready. He's gonna be Captain America without the shield this time. Without the super soldier serum and everything. And we cut to Carly in the park. She was about to meet she was waiting to meet the Leaper. Crap. I don't know why. Point is, he met the Leaper. The Leaper was carrying a suitcase, carrying like a bunch of bombs, guns, and weapons. And it was part of a plot to like take over to stop some sort of vote from happening. And that's the end of episode 5. Okay, last and final episode. I'll try to like speed this up a little bit. The Flash Smashers are on the attack. They invaded the building. They got the senators inside, trying to hold them hostage. Falcon and Sam like went down there, tried to stop them. Sam is like wearing his Captain America uniform, embracing the whole mantle, and he fought the Leapers and some of the Flash Smashers. Bucky kind of like met up with Sharon and tried to get inside the building. Bucky kind of got a call from Carly. She was stalling, trying to buy her some time to load all the hostages in the convoy in the helicopter. Sam was chasing the helicopter, and Bucky was chasing. He's saying the convoy. It was a cool fight scenes here and there. Bucky was doing some really cool stuff with the shield, though. I'm not gonna lie. Bucky kind of crap. Anywho, the convoy stopped. John Walker tried to beat up the rest of the Flag Smashers. Then one of the convoy was about to fall. It didn't. Sam managed to pull the convoy up. It's revealed in this episode, in the last episode, that Sharon was actually the power broker this whole time, and everything else that happened. After that incident, Carly shot Sharon, and Sam tried like talk her down, try to get her to stop. He's still believing that they're still good in her, but he keep trying to fight her. She's trying to fight him, but she keep fighting him, and crap. Basically, she ended up dead. The whole thing was sort of over, and after like that whole incident was over, Sam sort of like gave a speech around the news. Isaiah was watching that whole thing. Then he went to visit Isaiah to tell him to come to the Captain America Museum and everything. He brought him there, and there was a statue of him honoring his sacrifice after everything that happened. Oh, by the way, the other Flag Smashers were got in full custody. Well, got in custody, and while they were on their way to go to jail, their convoy or where they were being their transport blew up, and turns out Baron Zemo's butler had something to do with this. Baron Zemo kind of got the news that the rest of the super soldiers, the rest of the other super soldier Flag Smashers are dead, and he was glad that happened. Anywho, Bucky went to visit that old Chinese dude and told him everything. He told him that he was a Winter Soldier and that the death of his son was really his fault, and he basically was apologizing. Sam's family managed to finish the boat. There was a cool celebratory breakfast. Well, not really more like a celebratory lunch, and that's how the whole thing ended. In the post-credit scene, Sharon managed to get cleared off the whole, her being a fugitive thing, and she told her buyers I don't know who she was calling, but she told them, forget super soldiers. She got access to military secrets, weapons, and everything. Hang on it. And that's the end. Yo, what up, G-Dot? How you been?
Been doing good. What about you, N3?
Good, man. What did you think about Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
The show?
Yeah.
Amazing.
It kind of does... Okay, I gotta admit, the show is pretty good. The fight scenes were ridiculously awesome. Sharon Carter is the MCU's John Wick. I mean, have you seen that episode? Please tell me you did. She was fighting like John Wick, though. Would you take the super soldier serum if you had the option, though?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
Because it's all about your mental health, how you are able to keep your mind together. No one actually knows or has the willpower that they know of to handle that much pain without your mind getting twisted.
Good point. Baron Zemo always keep making a bunch of points. How everyone keep worshipping and idolizing superheroes to the point where no one don't see their flaws anymore. They don't see them as human anymore. And know that he did mention the fact that anyone who had that serum had some supremacist ideals, and it does make sense. And Bucky did point out the fact that the serum didn't corrupt Steve, but Zemo had another point. There was no other, but yet, is there another Steve Rogers? He does got a point. And remember the Amazon show The Boys? It kind of gave me a Billy Butcher vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean me honestly, when I take it, if I knew 100% sure or at least 80% sure that I'm not gonna go Looney Tune crazy. Do you think I would have gone Looney Tune crazy if I had the super soldier serum?
Yeah, honestly, I do not know if you would or not.
That probably would scare you. I know you.
Honestly, yeah.
Okay. What they did to Isaiah is freaking terrible.
Well, back in the time zone that he was in, he was also in the racist time zone when he got the serum.
True. Okay, let's be honest. Throughout American history, it has, let's be honest, I would say almost, the majority of old school comic books was a little racist, sexist. Let's be honest, politics have always been in comic books. like like Captain America, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Okay, John Walker really did lost his mind. He needs some therapy, like quick. Yeah.
Well, he lost his mind for a bit, but got it back because he is a main character in the comic books as well.
I gotta admit though, like the MC, you know that Falcon was wearing his iconic well nowadays he is Captain America in the current comics now, which is like the MCU is starting to become more comic book accurate though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did like that though. Anywho, okay, the Flag Smashers costumes with the mask, honestly, it kind of did remind me of the Foot Clan from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
It did, yeah.
Yeah, it kind of did though. But just imagine though, if there really was a super soldier serum, okay, knowing me, I probably would have took it. Probably because I want to run really fast and jump really high. Knowing me, I probably would have took it. I'm not gonna lie. And you know what? They're starting to bring the young Avengers together. You know who the young Avengers are, right?
Yeah, that's what the young Avengers are.
Pretty much the Teen Titans of the Marvel Universe. Well, that pretty much sums it up. They already brought Kate Bishop, like Kid Loki, I think. Okay, I am excited to like actually do a review. I just can't wait until like they bring like the rest of the Young Avengers onto like the MCU because they're setting up everything though. I wonder though, like, is it gonna be in like Phase 6, Phase 5? I know it's not gonna be in Phase 6. I think that we might see the Young Avengers in like I don't know. I would say at least Phase 7. Anywho, check out my boy G. Wolf's channel. He's pretty good though. He's a gamer on YouTube. And know that new announcement, guys. New announcement. I also am gonna be like uploading videos from on Friday from now on. Only on Fridays. Well, if I had the time, I'm gonna be posting all my videos on Fridays. All right, G. Wolf. See you, man. Bye.
Alright, Wolf signing out.
Okay, guys, the moment you guys been waiting for. On a scale 1 to 10, let's see, factor in the comedy, factor in the really dope action scenes, plus the Easter eggs. I would like to say, Falcon the Winter Soldier, you are rated on a scale 1 to 10, a solid 9.5, which is nearly freaking perfect. Alright, guys. Like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. Check out my Deviant Art. It's an online art gallery. And check out my boy G. Wolf channel. He's really good though. Alright, M3 Bullet out.